68-year-old retired nurse named Margaret had spent 35 years teaching patients how to eat right. 2 eggs every morning, lean chicken at lunch, fish on weekends. She was still losing muscle every single year. 3 years. 8 pounds of muscle gone, not from laziness, from following advice that science has quietly abandoned and nobody told her. Her doctor called it normal age-related muscle loss, handed her a pamphlet, sent her home. What he didn't say is that normal doesn't mean inevitable. It means your body is being starved of something specific. And eggs, as good as they are, cannot give it to you. Here is what the research now tells us, and why it changes everything for anyone over 65. After 65, a biological event called anabolic resistance transforms the way your muscles respond to protein. Your body now needs up to 58% more protein per meal just to trigger the same muscle-building response it produced effortlessly at 35. 2 eggs give you about 12 grams of protein. At 68, you may need 40 to 50 grams in a single meal to push past the anabolic threshold. But it's not just quantity. It's the wrong combination of amino acids, the wrong signals for a body that has changed fundamentally. And a 2020 meta-analysis in The Lancet found that loss of skeletal muscle mass in older adults was directly correlated with accelerated cognitive decline. Your muscles and your brain are connected through the same hormonal system. When your muscles waste, your mind follows. That is not a metaphor. That is biochemistry. Quick favor, if you're finding this useful, hit subscribe right now. It takes 2 seconds and it means you won't miss what's coming next. Most people treat edamame as a casual appetizer at a Japanese restaurant. Science is showing it's one of the most leucine-dense, muscle-protecting foods available to an aging body. Here's why leucine matters more than almost anything else after 70. Leucine directly triggers mTOR, the master switch of muscle protein synthesis. Young adults activate this pathway with roughly 2 to 2.5 grams of leucine per meal. After 70, research shows the threshold rises to 3.5 to 4 grams per meal. Most older adults eating enough protein still lose muscle because they are not clearing the leucine bar. 1 cup of shelled edamame delivers 18 grams of complete protein and 1.4 grams of leucine. Pair it with a leucine-rich partner, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, or a hard-boiled egg, and you clear the threshold cleanly. A 2020 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that raising each meal's leucine content above 3.5 grams increased whole-body muscle protein synthesis by 41% compared to a lower leucine equivalent protein meal. Not a different amount of total protein, just more leucine. How to use it? Buy frozen shelled edamame, available in virtually every supermarket. Takes 3 minutes to prepare. 1 cup daily as a snack or added to stir-fries, salads, or protein bowls. Always pair with a leucine-rich companion at the same meal. People know about salmon, but mackerel delivers a specific combination of nutrients that puts it in a category almost nothing else occupies. A single 3-ounce serving provides 21 grams of highly bioavailable protein, 2.6 grams of omega-3 fatty acids, more than salmon per ounce dose, significant vitamin D, and the highest concentration of vitamin B12 of any commonly available fish. Every one of those numbers matters. The omega-3s EPA and DHA make muscle cell membranes more fluid and responsive, directly lowering the anabolic resistance threshold. A 2021 study in the Journal of Physiology found the omega-3 group showed a 31% greater anabolic response to the same amount of dietary protein compared to placebo. They are essentially softening the lock so the key goes in more easily. Vitamin D controls how muscles contract and how muscle stem cells activate after damage. A 2022 meta-analysis covering 6,200 participants found low vitamin D levels increased sarcopenia risk by 74%. Mackerel delivers around 90% of your daily vitamin D in 1 serving from food, not a pill. How to use it? Canned mackerel in olive oil is inexpensive, widely available, and nutritionally nearly identical to fresh. 3 servings per week. Mash with avocado and lemon on rye bread, or flake into pasta with olive oil and capers. Choose Atlantic or Pacific mackerel, not king mackerel, which has elevated mercury levels. This is the protein the research keeps returning to as the most direct, most powerful tool for reversing anabolic resistance after 70 days, and most people have never heard of it. Mycoprotein is a complete protein derived from a naturally occurring soil fungus that has been eaten safely for over 40 years. It looks like firm textured protein similar to chicken breast in density. A 2023 randomized controlled trial at the University of Exeter compared mycoprotein directly against animal protein in adults over 65. The mycoprotein group showed a 40% greater muscle protein synthesis rate over 48 hours, compared to the animal protein group consuming the same number of grams. Not slightly better, not comparable, 40% greater. The reason its protein is physically embedded within a dense network of dietary fiber, chitin, and beta-glucan that slows digestion and extends the amino acid release window to over 4 hours. A 2021 study in the British Journal of Nutrition showed that older adults benefit dramatically more from sustained amino acid release than from rapid delivery. Their muscles simply cannot absorb a fast protein surge the way a 30-year-old body can. Mycoprotein matches exactly what aging muscle tissue is best able to utilize. The beta-glucans also directly reduce pro-inflammatory cytokines in muscle tissue, the inflammation-driving sarcopenia. Most protein sources do nothing about inflammation. Mycoprotein suppresses it while simultaneously delivering the amino acids needed to rebuild. How to use it? Look for mycoprotein-based products at health food stores. Start with a 175-gram serving 3 times per week, building to daily use over 3 weeks. Stir-fry with vegetables or season simply with olive oil, lemon, and herbs. Do not overcook. 4 to 5 minutes preserves the fiber matrix that makes it so effective. For the strongest results, combine with edamame or Greek yogurt at the same meal. The leucine clears the activation threshold. The mycoprotein delivers sustained building blocks. That combination addresses both core failure points of aging muscle metabolism simultaneously. Muscle loss after 70 is not a life sentence written in your genes. Margaret had her follow-up DEXA scan 12 weeks after changing these 3 proteins. For the first time in 4 years, the numbers moved in the right direction. Muscle mass up, fat mass down, grip strength measurable by week 8. The people who reverse this are not exceptional people with unusual genetics or unlimited resources. They are people who consistently make small, targeted, biologically intelligent choices. Your muscles are not done building. The research says they aren't. The leucine threshold is there. The anabolic resistance pathways are there. Edamame is in the frozen aisle for under $4. Canned mackerel is under $2. Mycoprotein is at your health food store. These biological systems exist in you right now. You do not need to wait for a new drug. You just need to give your muscles what they're actually asking for. Let's lock in everything we covered. The real problem after 70 is anabolic resistance. Your muscles need up to 58% more protein per meal to trigger growth, plus the right amino acid signals most standard proteins don't deliver. Edamame, 1 cup daily, paired with a leucine-rich food, clears the 3.5-gram leucine threshold that aging muscles require just to switch on protein synthesis. Mackerel, 3 servings per week, lowers the anabolic resistance threshold through EPA and DHA while delivering vitamin D and B12 that make the whole muscle system function. Mycoprotein, charged daily, combined with edamame, delivers 4 hours of sustained amino acid release with built-in anti-inflammatory action, producing 40% greater muscle protein synthesis than equivalent animal protein in the research. Give it 8 to 12 weeks of consistent use alongside even light resistance activity. The research predicts measurable changes in muscle strength and lean mass, not because of a miracle, because of biochemistry working the way it was always meant to. If this video changed how you think about protein after 70, share it with someone who needs to hear it. A parent losing strength, a friend who's been told muscle loss is just aging, a sibling eating eggs every morning and wondering why nothing is changing. Over 50 million adults over 65 are losing muscle right now while following advice the science has moved past. That information deserves to travel. And watch my next video where I break down the 5 biggest protein mistakes adults over 70 make, including the one that's canceling out everything else they're already doing right.